Good morning, welcome to my video on putting a kickstart conversion on a 1974 Ironhead Sportster. Bought this bike a little while ago and it's a typical Ironhead, bad starter, obligatory oil leak, and apparently someone's fitted a stroker crank to it, taking it out to 74 cubic inches, which means the compression is just too high for the original starter motor to crank it over. So my preference is to fit a kickstart, and then you don't get stuck anywhere, you can always kickstart it. So I've ordered a kickstart kit from a company called Runaway Choppers. So this is all come, I've unpacked it, it's out on the table here. So we've got a kickstart lever, new sprocket cover, kickstart shaft, primary gasket, and then all the parts that we need to rivet the clutch ratchet mechanism to the back of the clutch basket. And so hopefully everything is here and we'll get this installed today and finally be able to fire the bike up. So as you can see from the video, after a little bit of messing around, I've got the clutch and the primary off. I didn't realise I needed a special socket to get the crank pulley off, so I'm going to go and make one of those so that when I reinstall it I can tighten that up properly. When I got the clutch basket off, this model actually already has the kickstart ratchet on the back of the clutch basket, which is great news because it means I don't need to rivet this part on, which would have been a bit time consuming. So that saved a little bit of time there. And the only other thing that I'm going to need to do is to reinstall the clutch. It's got quite a heavy spring and your clutch plate, and you need to compress that down to start the bolts. So I'm also going to make a clutch clamping tool that will clamp on this lip here and pull the clutch down to allow me to reinstall that. On some models I've seen there appears to be an aluminium bush in here with a lock nut, but on this particular bike it's just got a little plastic plug that you take out, and it's even got the bushing already installed, which will be brand new for the kickstart. So that's again saved a little bit of time. So I'm going to go and get some special tools made and then we'll get on with reassembly. So I just got back from the engineering shop, made over a couple of parts that I need to put the bike back together. The first one is to tighten up the front primary nut. So I've made this socket here that goes into the primary nut and allows me to tighten that up and get it nice and tight so nothing's coming loose. And the second one, the clutch requires to be pressed together. So once it's installed on the bike, you have to push the outside clutch disc on to get the bolt started. So I've made this puller here, and you can just tighten the centre bolt down, or pusher, sorry, probably more accurate than puller. Push this down, which allows you to get the nut started, and then that can be taken off and the clutch is installed with ease. got the kickstart kit fitted. Unfortunately, it's still impossible to start. So this is what it sounds like on the electric start. And that's a good battery. And this is how difficult it is to kick. So, get over compression. As you can see, there are problems. If I pull the spark plugs out, the engine cranks over perfectly fine. So I'm going to have to take the cylinder heads off, have a look. It's probably got the wrong pistons in for the stroker crank or something like that, or some ridiculously high compression pistons. So I'll either need to change the pistons or make compression relief plates for the bottom of the cylinders. I'll put that in an upcoming video.